are you today? I'm here at the ESSA Clay Studio, all by myself, but really not by myself. I have some friends and co-workers in the area, but I sure miss not having classes here, and I sure look forward to doing it real soon again, hopefully this year. We have got a fundraiser coming up, and I normally do the live demo over at the woodworking studio. But today we're going to videotape me doing this, and you'll see this on virtual. Anyway, my name is Sheri Cunningham. I'm co-owner of the studio Arts of Mud with Catherine Yoder. I have been teaching clay classes here for about 6 or 7 years, and Catherine, who I refer to as Yodi, has been teaching clay classes here with me about the same amount of time. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw probably a mug and a bowl. What I'm going to begin doing is what we call centering on the back of the clay, of the wheel. So even though I've had them wedged into cones, now I'm going to smooth it out by wedging it on the wheel. And we call this centering. This is approximately a little under 2 pounds of clay. So this will make a nice sized bowl for us. I'm using porcelain clay. Open it up. I am smoothing the floor out. We call this compressing the floor. I know you can't see it, but I'm using my fingers to create a nice smooth bottom floor on the piece I'm throwing. It's not only for aesthetic purposes to make it nice and smooth and pretty, but it also strengthens the clay and prevents cracking. So I'm going to bring the walls up, and we call this pulling. Now that I've got the walls up, I'm going to begin shaping the bowl. And look at that. I flubbed it. But I bet I can fix it. My sponge got caught on the rim. What do I normally do with these, Pat?
When she flubs it, she makes the most amazing mask. you have ever seen. And
Oh.
she uses every single bit of the clay.
Oh.
And they are characters. So when she flubs it, it's usually me that flubs it, but when she flubs it, I can't wait to see what she's going to come out with.
Yeah.
And she won't let me name them.
Okay, because this one is a little off center and it's a little wabi-sabi, we're going to accent that.
Explain what wabi-sabi means.
Wabi-sabi means it's just a little organic. It's a little askew, it's not ideally perfect. This would normally be more symmetric than it is, but you can kind of see there's a little bit of a wobble in it. Where I nicked it, it kind of stretched that clay wall, and I can't get that clay wall completely back in and make it symmetric again. So I'm just going to accentuate the fact that it is off center, and we call those wabi-sabi. Okay, so now you can't even tell that I knocked it askew. Yay! So now that I've got my bowl shaped, I'm going to take a leather chamois and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to compress the rim. Smooth it out, round it out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that over just a little bit. Wonderful. And there's our bowl. So I'm going to wire tool it off the wheel, off the bat. What we throw on is called a bat. This kind of releases it, so as it sets up and dries, I can get it off this bat. So I'm opening up. This piece of clay here is a little bit less. I think it's more 1.5 pounds than the other piece, which was almost 2 pounds. And you'll notice that there's a big difference in the size of the bowl that I'll make, just with that difference in 1/4 pound. Okay, I'm compressing and cleaning the floor of the bowl. This is truly a lot of fun. This is a great class to take. And I have so enjoyed teaching all the students that have come through ESSA to take this class. Every class that is wonderful to take, actually. Let's see if I can leave that rim alone now. just shaping the inside so I've got a nice contour down on the bottom of the rim, bottom of the floor. I'm smoothing the outside edges of the bowl. I do, in our pottery business with Yodi and I do all the throwing and I do all the firing and I do the bulk glazing of the solid colors. Yodi does all the illustrative work. So she tells me she has to have a nice, clean, smooth palette. So when I throw, I have to get all the throwing rings off there so that Yodi can have a palette to work with. And when she's got a palette to work with, this is some of her illustrative work. So she doesn't have throwing rings and little bumps and bobbles she's got to work with when she glazes. So now I'm going to compress the rim. All right, we have a finished bowl. No bobble this time. After these are done and they've set up, what I do is I come in and I trim them. So they have to be cleaned up on the bottom and some of the excess clay trimmed off and cleaned up actually before they're ready to be fired to be glazed. So anyway, here's an example of what you'd be able to do in a throwing class here at ESSA. Thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you soon.